Story 1. I was driving home from work late on a Wednesday night. I live on the outer part of my town where there are a lot of wooded areas everywhere but not many houses. Not far from my house there is an area with a cornfield on one side and a patch of woods on the other. I was driving down the two-lane road with my windows down and came to the one stop sign we have in our little town. I heard a scream come from one side of the road. It sounded like a woman screaming. I sat there for a second, thinking to myself, what did I just hear? Or is my mind playing tricks on me because I am tired? Then I did something that I should not have done. I pulled off to the side of the road and got out of my car. I walked to the trunk and grabbed a bat that I had in there. I started walking towards the woods and then yelled out, "Who's out there?" And the woman immediately called back, "Please help me." I started to run into the woods. I yelled out to the woman to keep talking so I could find her. I started to realize no matter how far into the woods I went, the woman's voice didn't seem to get any closer. I yelled out, "Tell me where you are." About 5 seconds later, the woman once again yelled out, "Help, please hurry." I stopped in my tracks this time. I started to feel like I was walking into some kind of trap. By now I have to be close to a quarter of a mile into these dark woods. I turned around and started running back in the direction I came. I ran and ran. Then I saw the flashing emergency lights of my car on the side of the road. I got back to the road where my car was parked and I could still hear the woman yelling, but the screams were coming from the same direction, and I went far in the woods and I did not run into her. I got in my car and drove out of there completely freaked out. I called 911 to report it to the authorities in case they want to send officers out to the location to investigate. I never heard back from the police, so I figured they didn't find anyone. Or it was someone just playing a prank. But a week later, I saw something on the news that made me sick to my stomach. The police got a 911 call from a hiker that found a body of a woman in the woods. The news said, oddly, there were no signs of foul play, and that the location that the body was reported to have been found was the same general area where I heard the screams. I can't help but feel that would be a huge coincidence. I still feel horrible that I did not do more to help that woman. To this day, I still have nightmares of that night. I know I tried to help that person, but I could not find her, but also something might have had happened to me. Story 2. One day I asked my girlfriend on a date. We both had full-time jobs and went to school, so we never got a lot of time to spend with each other. I worked at a local auto parts store and she worked as a teller at the local bank in town. The reason why I asked her on a date that day was because it was a Friday and we both had the night free after work. I picked up my girlfriend from her house and we went to our favorite restaurant. We ate. Then we went on a night drive. We drove around just talking and laughing, having a good time. The area we live in, there's not a lot to do 'cause everything closes early. So we decided to do some exploring. I had to use the bathroom really bad. But out here there are not any restrooms, so I pulled over to the side of the road to relieve myself. We pulled over and I got out of my car, and for some reason right when I got out of the car I could smell something awful. It was indescribable. My girlfriend actually gagged from the smell. I told her that I would pee real quick and then get back in the car and head back to her house so we could watch a movie. As soon as I started walking off the side of the road, I heard a noise come from the left side of us. It sounded like a snapping of tree limbs. I rushed back to my car, and before I had time to open my car door, I heard a scream that I will never ever forget. My girlfriend looked at me and said, "We need to get out of here now." I told my girlfriend to stay in my car and lock the doors while I go take a look. She begged me not to go, but I did anyways. Then I started walking in the direction of where I heard the scream. About 10 seconds later I heard that scream again, and for some reason I lost all my courage to investigate. I pulled my phone out and took a picture for some reason. Why, I don't know. Once the flash went off, I saw a man with a mask standing less than 20 feet to the left of me. And then he says to me in this eerie voice, "What are you doing out here?" I didn't hesitate to run back to the car and unlock the door, put the car in drive and took off as fast as I could. My girlfriend kept asking me what happened and why was I driving so fast. I was scared. I told her I would explain later that we need to get out of this area right away. I kept looking in my rear view mirror to see if anyone was following us. It took about 40 minutes to get back to my girlfriend's house. That's when I told her I saw a man standing in the woodline and that he was standing less than 20 feet from me. I showed her the picture and she was just as creeped out. I was debating on calling the police and tell them what I saw. On the other hand, they might have told me that I was trespassing and this could flip on me in a bad way. I was thinking this might have been some setup. Maybe that man saw us pull over and me get out of my car and thought I might be an easy target for a robbery or worse. I still have nightmares about that night and just keep going back in my thoughts like something really bad could have happened to me if that man would have snuck up on me from behind. The days of exploring at night are over for good, or at least for a while anyways. But I will say I am never going back in that area again.